we have the
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, guys? This is the Nerd Archive podcast live here on YouTube. And if you are not watching it live, you are probably on Spotify, maybe Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I don't care where you are listening or watching. And with us, we have Yadi, Justin, Lola, Chris from the No New Friends podcast, and myself, Lewis. Yo, Chris, how you doing, my man?
Good, man. Happy to be back on the Nerd Archive podcast. I'm excited to be here, man.
Oh man, we are excited to have you, and today's going to be a very good episode. We're going to be talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and Hogwarts Legacy. So
Yeah.
I know we talked about a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy in two episodes ago, but now more of us have played it, not including myself. However, I will be talking more a little bit about Pokemon Scarlet. I started the game because I didn't want to start it until I started streaming it. So that is what we're doing tonight. Before we get started, Justin, take it away.
Yep. All right. Welcome back to the nerdy quote of the week, where we test the host's knowledge on nerdy movies and TV shows. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. And also including our special guest, Mr. Chris Yob, on this one as well. This one is Star Wars themed once again, same as last week. So here we go. You're going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view.
Can you repeat that?
Gotcha. Lewis, you're going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view.
Give me 1 second. I think we're having some technical difficulties. Can you guys see them now or no?
I can see
No.
you, Lola, and Yachty. I can't see Justin.
On the EVMux side, it says speaker offline, but I'm watching it on the YouTube channel, and we're
Fish,
looking good.
Okay.
Right, but they can't. But you can hear them.
I can
But you
hear
can't-
everybody.
Chris, you can't see Justin, but you can hear him.
Yep, I can hear him. Yep.
And then Lola and Yadi, you cannot see Justin or Chris
Or
Yeah.
hear them.
or hear them.
Yeah,
Oh
they just
shit!
show us speaker offline.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Try reloading your browser and see if you stay on. If not, we'll restart the episode.
Sounds good.
Should all of us do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
for me,
because
because I
right
can
now
see
I can't
everybody.
see myself, Chris, or Lola now.
Okay. I'll refresh.
No, still the same.
That's weird. Maybe it's me. Scott is watching. He said, "I can see Chris. Is Chris
Same
running the stream?"
Same for me. I see everybody except for Justin again. And now
That's
I
weird.
lost Lewis.
Oh,
So-
gone too.
All right, give me a second.
How about now? Can you guys see them?
Oh.
No, same thing.
Same deal. I still can't see myself or Chris, but I can still hear everybody.
What the fuck? All right. For those that are watching, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right. Now that we are here, let's
All right.
start over with the nerdy quote.
All right.
I had time to look it up. Just kidding.
You fucker.
I did it on purpose.
I gotcha. Oh, hang on. I got to bring my tablet back up because it decided to go to sleep.
Wakey, wakey, motherfucker.
Yeah, right? TikTok, bitch.
Androids.
Androids.
Shut up. All right, let's try this again. We won't go through the whole spiel that we did earlier. So, all right, since Lewis asked me to repeat it, Lewis, you're going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view.
Well, that's a Star Wars quote.
Yes.
Is it Star Wars?
I said that going into it.
Yeah. I want to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
Obi-Wan and New Hope. Closing it out. That's it. I'm done.
Okay,
Perfect.
so
I
that's
like
Lola.
your attitude.
Lewis.
That's gonna be Han Solo and Empire.
Okay. Yadi.
Window in one of the movies.
Okay, Chris.
All right, I'm going to go for a really far out there one because I think it's something he would say. I'm going to say Plo Koon, Clone Wars.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Gotcha. All right.
We are all wrong completely.
It was from one of the movies.
Mm.
Okay.
That line was by Obi-Wan Kenobi. So
Okay.
Lola got that one, so she got 1 point for that. And the movie
I did
was
say one of the movies. So.
I
Half
didn't
point.
say specifically, so it doesn't count. And that was from Return of the Jedi.
That's the one I had in my head.
Ah,
His conversation with Luke when they were talking about facing Vader again.
Ah, that's
And
interesting.
when he was talking about how, he turned to the dark side and the good man that was his father died and became Darth Vader. So what I told you was true from a certain point of view.
Okay. Well,
I don't like you, Justin. I don't like him at all. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump in. So Lola has 1 point. That means she's at 6. I'm
Yep.
still at 4, and
Daddy is
Justin
still at
at
3.
3. Why do I remember? Oh wait, because I edit the episodes. All right. On that note, since that was Star Wars, we're gonna be talking about something completely different.
Oh yeah.
And we are going to jump right on it. We're going to talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Um, since you guys, I feel like you guys had talked about the game already. A little
Offline.
bit
Yeah, we touched a
offline.
little bit.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So you guys are a little bit seasoned already. I started playing it 2 days ago. I've had it in my possession since Christmas. Um, I wanted to start streaming that game, and I wanted to start streaming the game from the get go. I didn't want to like um the Star Wars game, Fallen Order. I started streaming one episode one day because I was testing it out, and it was in the middle of already something that I already done.
Yep.
So it didn't catch from the beginning. So I wanted to do that with Scarlet. And I got a couple of things I have to say about this game. They need to go back to their roots. The reason is I feel like the game is very, very slow. The old game starts slow, but it's for a very minimal fraction of the start of the game. This one, I played for an hour, and I was barely out of the vicinity or of where I started. And it was mostly because of the dialogue. There was a lot of dialogue, and it was very slow. I remember one of the first thing I did when I first started the old games was to put that dialogue extra fast. And somehow I still figure it out. Even though at that time I didn't even speak English, so it doesn't matter if I put it extra slow. So, what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, you can. I'm not sure if you had before you started playing, but you can set the dialogue speed a bit faster. Pretty much the same as any other game, and I think this, like you said, the game was is a bit slower in terms of pacing than the other games before it because it's far more story driven in that respect than the other games have been in the past, and also being, I mean, just massively open world. Like,
Right.
just you can get just about anywhere you need to go, starting from early on in the game. So you literally aren't like, they don't limit you to, oh, you can only do the gyms or whatnot in a certain order, and it's more than just the gyms now. Like, there's a lot more. You've got there's these bases, I guess, for this new enemy team. I forget the name of the team.
The new Team Rocket.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, Star, right? Star something's Team Star. I think it is.
that's the one. Yeah, there's like I think there's like 8. Is it 8 or is it 4?
That's a big gap.
Bases, and I think 4 of these. What is it? Paradox Pokemon? Like gigantic versions of some of the Pokemon that you find in the wild, which is pretty interesting. But there's, honestly, I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying so far what I've seen or what I've played. It's just that, and it's not just that the dialogue, the subtitles are slow. It's the timing between the subtitles. Like, one person's talking, and then when the next person's gonna talk, it's like there's a good gap. I'm like, okay, who's gonna talk next? Like, let's go. I got shit to do, places to be, Pokemons to catch. Like, I want to venture out. For First of all, I hate that they call me master. It's a little insensitive. But at the same time, so far, that's the only thing. No, okay, that's not the only thing I don't like. Um, but before I get to the next point of things that I don't like, Yadi, what do you think of the game?
I really like the game. I basically thought it was slower at the beginning too, but it picks up. Once you start getting into the rhythm of things and what to do first or next, it picks up. You know, you start unlocking things and you can
Mm,
travel faster through the game. So it I at the beginning I played it nonstop. Whenever I could get my hands on it, I will play like for a few hours. You know, now
Okay,
that I finished the main story because I still not finished the game, it's slow for me because I'm playing other games and whatnot. But I really liked it. I think that it did have a lot of things from the older games, um, and then a lot more added to it. You know,
right, right. Lola, you don't have the Pokemon game, right? Okay.
No,
Um, sorry, I'm gonna have to skip you then. Um,
that's fine.
Chris,
Yeah, so I actually went to the midnight release of this game. Don't know why I did because I didn't play it until the morning. I guess I just wanted the didn't want to be anxious waking up in the morning thinking that my copy that I pre-ordered would be sold out. So I had to get there at midnight. Really interesting crowd, might I say. But so I loved the game for like 2 weeks, and then I get this like Pokemon fatigue, and it's just because I think that I don't know. I think the games are pretty repetitive. Like you said, there's all those star bases to go to. I just feel
mm,
like it's repetitive over and over and over again. I do think that they helped a little bit with the open world concept though. The fact that you can do whatever you want and you can see, okay, I'm not quite there yet. Kind of like in Elden Ring, you go to fight a boss and you die in one strike. It's like, okay, got to go power up my stuff. That same thing in Pokemon. Like you try to fight a gym leader when in the old games, it was kind of like you go, you fight him, you win. You go to fight him, you win. You go to fight him, you win. Just kind of like in a row. Like you knew you were going to win. So it's a little more challenging. I did get fatigued, but I'm definitely going to pick it back up because I do love the open world concept. Love the and Lewis, I feel bad for you because you didn't get it the first week it came out. The bugs were amazing. The bugs in the game were just so funny.
oh yeah.
yeah, I saw all over Twitter people complaining about the bugs, and Justin and Yadi were just talking about it, and I'm like, well, I'll just wait. I'll just wait. When I installed the game for the first time and I saw, whoa, there's an update. I'm like, fantastic, fan fucking tastic.
There were
So,
updates pretty quick. Like
right,
that first 2 or 3 weeks, there was already an update. But
oh yeah.
you can choose not
And the
to and
funny
just
and the
keep
funny
the
thing
bugs.
is, since then there have only been two major updates to the game, and so a lot of the issues that were there towards the beginning are still kind of there, and the game still suffers from like frame rate issues from time to time. You'll see that crop up, and it'll probably annoy the hell out of you. But that I think is just more akin to this game not really being designed, I think, with the current Switch in mind.
right.
Like these games that the Nintendo is making now are really starting to push the hardware as it stands to its limits. So it's really starting to show its age at this point. And the rumors for the next Switch console, Switch Pro, Switch 2, whatever, they're really starting to ramp up now because there have been some things happening, some leaks that have happened. Um, we can get into that later, but it's looking more and more like we're gonna get another console, uh, probably end of this year, sometime early to mid next year, which
Nice.
kind of hoping, but until they like as always, take it with a grain of salt until Nintendo announces something themselves.
I mean, lately Nintendo has been keeping like their big news very close to heart
Oh yeah,
until it's almost time to release them. Or obviously the consoles are not going a new console. It's not something that they're gonna keep until it's out because
Oh
they're
yeah.
gonna want to market.
And something else that lends some credence to this is the fact that they are certain things that certain people have posted things that Nintendo has actually gone after these people and had them take down. So it leads me to believe that there is some truth to what they're saying. And a lot of these leaks that are coming out, if Nintendo themselves are now starting to clamp down on those. Because the ones that are kind of out there and just super far-fetched, pun intended, Pokemon, clearly. But yeah, no, when they're starting to say, no, you need to stop this, take it down, there's got to be some truth to it.
Right. Before we move on to another thing that I don't like, we have a comment from our live viewer. I'm going to put it on the screen. What about this Robo guy? I want to know about what's this Robo guy that we're talking about.
So
Ask him about the robot guy.
I told this story on the No New Friends podcast, my podcast. And so I at the Pokemon midnight release, I went there earlier that day to get Pokemon cards and at the GameStop, and they said, "Oh," and I heard them over talking about they're going to do a midnight release tonight. And so I was like, "Oh, I'll come. I've never been to a midnight release before." Didn't plan on playing the game at all that night because I had to be up at like 5 the next morning. But I was like, I gotta see what kind of characters come to this midnight release because like it's not a midnight release for Call of Duty or Madden. It's Pokemon, so it's like who's gonna be at this release? And I think if I didn't go to that release, Scott would have killed me because I would have not been able to have the content that I did. So I go there, and everyone's doing the whole chicken thing, waiting in their car, waiting for the first person to get out. It was a cold night. So first guy goes up. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go up here. It's 20 minutes to spare. I can stand outside for 20 minutes. So I start making small talk with the guy, and then he just would not stop talking to me. And but it was the greatest conversation ever because I didn't have to say anything. He was just one of those people that talks to themselves to you. And he was telling me how much he loves it's those Bandai figures. What are they called? Those robots. What are they?
Gundams.
Gundams. Yes, he was telling me how much he loved Gundams. And he goes, that's why I always carry, and he says a name. And he's wearing a jacket with 4 pockets, 2 up top, 2 down low. It reaches to the bottom left pocket, pulls out a robot. It's in his pocket. It's just hanging out in there. It's his
Did you think he was going to pull out a knife on you?
well, so it was so he's showing me how he paints them. He's like, I don't, a lot of people glue these, but I don't glue them because I have to bathe them. I give them baths. Like, okay, man, each their own. So then he goes into his right pocket and starts pulling out just body parts of this robot, and then starts assembling it in front of me. He's making the noise, and he's assembling this thing, right? That then he tells me all about knockoff Megatron, and then he goes into his top left pocket and pulls out another one, builds that one. Thank goodness by 12 o'clock we were allowed. It was 12 o'clock before we got to the top right because I think that's where like Lewis said, I think that's where he had his gun. I think that's where he's just going to kill me in cold blood and then just harvest my organs. So we did go in, never saw the guy again. If you're listening to this, please have mercy on me, whoever you are. Yeah, that was an injury. I do have a picture I'll send to you guys. I took a picture because when he put the robot back in his pocket, it was like still sticking out. So I did take a picture. I gotta find it. I'll send it to you guys. It's hilarious.
Hey, fun fact: he's watching live, but it's not watching on YouTube. He's just watching right outside your window.
Got front row seats, baby.
Yep. Oh, he can hear everything.
Oh yeah.
And he's building his Gundam right now in front of him.
Do you hear a bunch of clicking outside my window?
Oh yeah. All right. Now that we heard about robot guy. One thing that I'm not liking about these new Pokemon games are the designs of the starters. And not only that, but the names. The names of these Pokemon are
That's just racist.
yeah.
If you don't like the names.
I don't like the names.
You not
I
like
saw-
Hispanic people, Lewis?
Not at all.
Is that what it is?
Not at all.
My God.
That's why I moved. That's why I moved out of Puerto Rico. So with that being said, when I saw, you can hear it on the stream, when I saw the water Pokemon, the duck, the first thing I said was, "Oh, we got Donald Duck in this bitch," with a Wario hat on, because he had a W on his little mane, whatever hat looking thing was.
Yeah, kind of.
And then the cat.
What's
I
the
think
name?
I don't know. I didn't pick him.
Spirigato.
Espirigato. Espirigatito. The cat's being overused. I have to say. The cat design from the get-go with Meowth and Persian, and I think every single game has a cat. And if it's not every single game, it's every other game. But then we get Pokemon that look very similar to Pikachu too. We get the ones with the dots on their cheeks. I'm like, okay, it's been overused. Can we use other things? Like, there's so many fan art out there that I think that the creators of Pokemon could use some inspiration from. Like, there's this guy on TikTok that he goes out, or he creates Pokemon depending on different countries, and he created some from Greece. And one of the main Pokemon that he had, it was a Pokemon that looked like a pillar from ancient Greece, and it was like broken. And then the second evolution, it was a little bit bigger, but then the legs were pillars also. And then the third evolution was like a snake, but it was pillars connected with like a gold trim, and it looked dope. But we get a duck with a W on his head, or a green cat, or a fire croc. By the way, that's what I nicknamed mine, Fire Croc. Fire croc.
Rococo?
So yeah, because I thought that was a better name than what they gave him. So I digress.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
The fire starter is. I chose the fire starter as well, and
too.
I always choose the fire starter.
honestly, I thought he was the better looking of the three, which is not saying a whole lot. But I mean,
It was
Is that
fine
sad?
until the last evolution.
it kind of grew on me because he's like derpy as hell, and I love him.
It's Craw.
Yeah,
Like, are you a wait a minute.
Are you a
You're-
crocodile or a
you're-
bird?
Exactly. Like, I was expecting to say Craw.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, no, I will say those three get better. Well, two of the three get better as they evolve, especially on their final evolutions, the fire starter and the grass starter. They actually look really good. The water one, I look at it when it hit its final form, and I'm just like, oh my god, what are they doing?
You know, I almost looked them up, but I'm not going to. I want the stream. To me, this is a blind stream. I'm playing this game for the first time, and I'm listening to everything you guys are saying, but I'm not looking anything up. I want to see things for the first time, and I want people to see my reaction, because I'm gonna let them know. I let them know a lot last stream. So
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, make that when you're doing a blind playthrough and you want it to be like completely organic, make them like, let them know it's like, hey, no hints, no spoilers, no backseat, anything. Like,
right,
if I have questions, I will ask. Just don't say anything.
right.
I will not
Buddy.
stand for this Fuecoco slander, by the way. Fuecoco is, in my opinion, the only good starter, and his middle evolution, which, no spoilers, is amazing because it's so dumb. And then his last one is just awesome. I mean, come on, a fire crocodile. I think that's pretty damn cool.
Dude, his final evolution is fucking amazing. And
So good.
what I will say, it's not really I wouldn't say it's a massive spoiler, so it's not really ruining anything for you, but their first two evolutions they stay single types, but their final evolutions they go dual type,
Okay,
which I think is really cool.
that's cool. I'm looking forward to everything that's gonna happen. Um, so far, these are the only things that I don't like,
Hmm.
but I'm not going to be the typical fan that's like, you should have done this. I'm
Oh yeah.
not gonna play your game anymore.
Honestly, I think you're going to find a lot more that you do like than you don't like. I mean, outside the bugs and things that you're going to run into, honestly, you will most certainly enjoy this.
Yeah,
I
I
did.
think is the best Pokemon game they've released in a while.
Agreed.
I
Or
think so
ever.
too. Yeah.
Original, because remake, the Brilliant Diamond to me was good. But it's also a remake. It's literally
Mm.
it's not even a remake, it's a remastered.
Yeah, this is way better than anything before.
Right. Okay. So like I said, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Um you guys have anything else on Pokemon?
One last thing on Pokemon. Glad they did away with this. The absolute worst thing about the classic games was going through that tall grass, going through those caves, and then just getting hit with the wild Pokemon. I love that you can see the Pokemon now. At first, it was like definitely a learning curve. Like, I was like, ah man, I don't know if I like this, but just it's kind of cool when you just you sneak up on this giant Pokemon and it's there in front of you instead of it just like you don't know what it is. I don't know. I think they killed it with that on that aspect.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
did like that. I did like
Yeah.
that.
The random, yeah, the random battles. It was kind of cool, for the first 3 or 4 generations. As you're playing through the games over the years, it kind of gets tiring, and I'm glad that they started to do that with the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then they really took it to the next level on these games. I think didn't they do that for Legends Arceus as well?
Yes.
And Pikachu Go, as well, I think.
Oh yeah. I think that was to a slightly lesser extent, because it was still encounters in the grass and things like that, and they were just some of them like kind of peeked their heads above the grass, and that's pretty much all you could see. So it was still kind of more more faithful, I guess, to
Right.
the original games than anything else. But it was definitely a nice change of pace.
Right. And with Pearl and Diamond, what they did is there were some caves that you walk in and you can see the Pokemon around you. But on the grass, you can actually see the grass shaking if
Hmm.
something was near you.
Yep.
So you just stay away from
Right.
that. So I'm glad that that's one thing that I noticed, and I'm like, okay, I can get used to this. If I want to get through this path the quickest way without having to fight anybody, because it gets to a point where, yeah, in the beginning they're all the same level as you, but then it gets to a point where you're like level 15 and you're fighting level 3s, and you're like, at this point I'm not even training anymore. It's just a massacre. So let's just move on. So I can see, okay, I gotta avoid this way. And I do hate that pig, man.
Lechonk.
Yeah,
Lechonk.
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 He's actually become one of the more popular ones that have come out of that game. It's
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of him either.
I just like his name,
Lechonk.
Lechonk.
I called him
Lechonk.
I called him Chonky Boy
Chonky
on
boy.
in your chat when you were streaming.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You can just because I know obviously you're not going to keep him on your team, but what I would say is just use him as trade fodder because I still have to give you the other 2 starters.
Right.
So if you're not keeping those, just catch a second one, Trade them to me when I give you the other 2 starters.
That's the plan. That's the plan. All right. So if you guys don't have anything else on Pokemon, we'll probably just, once I get further along in the game, we'll circle back to it. But for this episode, I think that we are done with that. But I would like to talk about Hogwarts Legacy. I know we talked about a little bit about it a couple episodes back, but it was very vague because my English is not very good looking. So let's
Nerds don't words good.
Nope. And let's just get to that. Let's see what you guys think so far to the point to where you are in the game. I know that Justin, you're not as far as Yadi and Lola. I think they're both done with the story.
The main story, yeah.
The main story.
Yeah.
I've gotten a fair bit further where I got to that room where you meet I forget his name, the old professor from the flashback.
In the painting you're talking about?
Yeah. And I have to go back and get that book that I stole from the restricted section. And so in order to progress that a bit more, and that's pretty much where I stopped because I'd played for like another 3 hours earlier today.
Right. Before we move on, I want to ask Chris this question. What color is your tip?
Well, I went with white actually. I wanted to match the rest of match. I just wanted it to flow. I didn't want anything to seem like abstract, so I just went with white.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was red, you should get that checked out. But I still haven't played it. Terrible segue, but my daughter has been the one playing it, so she played for like 4 hours today.
How far did she get?
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
Fuck a fake bitch, honestly.
Well,
Do you plan on playing it?
I do plan on playing it.
Okay. I was
Next
gonna
year
say
when
if you
it's not
didn't plan on
popular.
playing it, then you probably should be watching when she plays it. But if you do, then yeah, it makes sense that you don't watch.
Yeah, no, there's been some times where I've had to help her. So I hear Daddy, can you help me here, please? I'm like, yes, I
Steve,
got you.
Revelio is the answer. Revelio.
What's up with the cats?
I don't know. Pokemon's
the
been poking a lot
globes.
of cats in the
It's
game.
like, look,
I don't know what to
squirrel.
tell you.
Like when I first got the game, I went over to a globe and I was like, "Is that press X to interact?" I'm starting to spin this globe. I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." I'm like, there has to be a deeper meaning to this. Like, there's got to be. Like, the developers would not just do this just to do it. They just did it to did it.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason. I'm starting to pet these cats. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll like level me
Maybe
up
I
or something.
pet
Maybe
like
I'll get a
20.
pet cat.
Just a
Yeah.
bunch of just a bunch of random shit that the developers decided to put in the game just for the hell of it.
Yeah. Well, so if you guys are wondering, if you pet 327 cats, nothing happens.
That's the most random number you could think of.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Have
Yeah,
you guys
no.
seen all the weird stuff that happens around the castle? Like the sudden death match that happens between the 2 knights?
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, well, pass by them like 3 times in a row. three times in a row. And you'll
3,
get
my lord.
three.
Choose 3. That's a
Okay.
Shrek reference.
Yeah, from the what's it called? The ride. That's
Yeah.
no longer there. Anyways, pass by them 3 times. You'll see it at some point or another.
3 times.
Yeah, I think so. It has to be any like 2 armors that are together 3 times. They'll eventually beat the living shit out of each other. They're dead, but you know.
I gotcha. Yeah, I've seen
3 times
I've seen
and then
armor sets like
Avocadabra
that.
them.
And I've seen like I've turned around on one of those armor sets
Turn around.
on several occasions to see one of them kind of like elbow the other, which is
Well,
really funny.
So there's the elbowing. There's like I think they hit one of each other's arms, and then the third one is when
Death
One of
match.
them knocks the hell out of the other, and it just falls
it's
apart
very
everywhere.
aggressive. It's just it's super. And after he's on the floor, he starts stomping on him and jumping on his head, I think. There's
Such
also a bunch
violence.
of ghosts. Yeah, there's a bunch of ghosts. I was able to find nearly headless Nick talking to a house elf. It was very cute.
Cool.
Yeah.
Listen, Chris is gonna pass by them 3 times, and if it doesn't happen, he's gonna go all the way to 327 times. If it doesn't happen, he's just gonna call it quits. He's just gonna go pet another cat.
Hey, it's nothing. It's nothing if not dedication, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll let you guys know if anything happens.
You never
Just
know
wanted to let you know.
if the 350 something's gonna
See,
happen. He's
I know,
gonna
that's why I
keep
can't
Yeah.
stop now. There's no way I
No.
can stop.
You're
Nope.
committed. I get it. I get it. So far, what do you like the most about the game,
Ooh,
other
what I
than
don't
the knights fighting?
what I don't like the most is like I get to pet all these cats, but when I go to the herbology teacher, I can't pet her. Gives me
Professor
no option.
Garlic, I get it.
Gives me no option. Uh,
Damn.
I was talking to my friend about this today. First of all, I love the open world part of the game, but my favorite part about this game is it doesn't get boring, and it reminds me because I'm not a big story mode type game person. Elden Ring was the first game I ever beat 100%, and I think as I get older, I'm starting to like these games more. But I tried playing in between Elden Ring and Harry Potter. I tried playing Assassin's Creed, one of the Assassin's Creed, and I had to stop because I just did not like the combat style, and I think that goes a long way with these games. In Elden Ring, combat style did not feel repetitive. In Harry Potter, I get that same vibe. All the different combinations, all the different kind of spells. I like going to the different on the D-pad, going to the different layouts you can have. You can turn people into exploding barrels. Like it's crazy. It doesn't get old. And I think that's what I like most about the game. And the fact that you can be a wizard, man, and just fly around on a broom. Like,
Freaking
what's there
awesome.
not to love about that? This is the game that I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
all Harry Potter fans have been waiting for forever and dreamed of and never expected it to be this good.
Absolutely. I honestly everything that you said, like I absolutely agree. The ancient magic finishers on some of the enemies.
Oh
I
yeah.
think my favorite one so far was when I was going through that cave. I used an ancient magic finisher on one of the spiders and it shrank him down to nothing and I stomped on him. Like that is funny as fuck.
It's amazing.
Oh man.
It's like when you turn the enemies into chickens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
I
is
love all the murder too. Like it's a very violent game.
It
Like it's
is.
like I love how I kill a poacher and then I just go and just kill all these wolves. Like I'm just doing you guys aren't allowed to poach, but I can.
Yeah. Like well, it's funny because this game itself is not made for kids. I don't think it's made for kids.
Not with the shit
Pokemon, on
that's
the other hand,
happening.
was made for kids,
Mm.
but this one is for the people that watched the movie 20 years ago.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, no. Obviously, Pokemon was made for kids, but my stream playing Pokemon was not. I gotta say, because I said so. Before we started this episode, Lola said something about being canceled, and I'm like, if I didn't get canceled, was the shit that I said that on that stream. But I lost my train of thought. So carry on, keep going with Hogwarts. Obviously, I have nothing to contribute other than the tip color.
Building off of what you were just saying for just a second there is like honestly, yeah, a lot of the games that we play, are technically made for kids, but yeah, none of the content that we make, none of the streams that we do are intended for kids. Like literally, it's just never gonna happen. Like I played Kirby and I'm swearing up a storm. I played, I
Dropping
played
F-bombs
Pokemon.
left and right.
I'm playing Mario Kart and just cussing like a fucking sailor. Like
We need
My-
that though.
yeah,
we need,
my
we need
exactly,
content like
exactly. It's like, you know what? And YouTube frowns upon it, but guess what?
Go
Fuck
suck a
'em.
dick.
I don't care. Like seriously.
Oh
eat
wait,
a
we're
dick,
on YouTube right now.
So what? Fuck the
Um,
rules. Eat a dick,
so-
YouTube.
Damn. We got canceled today. We're gonna be streaming next week on Twitch. It's funny that parents are like, oh, you shouldn't be watching that. It's the what they're saying is it's obscene. It's ridiculous. There's too many bad words. But then they turn around and they say shit to each other. So
Mhm.
parents,
Well, parents
Go suck a dick.
nowadays, well, and that's the thing though. Parents nowadays, it's like they don't actually parent.
Mm-mm.
Like they expect the internet, they expect the TV to do that for them, and then when they hear their kids watching somebody that's swearing up a storm or getting overly violent, it's just like rather than punish their kids for actually watching something that they shouldn't be watching in the first place, they go after the creators, and it's like, you need to take this person off the air, they need to come off the internet, blah blah blah. No, you need to actually take responsibility for your overdeveloped cum shots and actually do your job.
He said it, folks. He said it. You heard it here.
Exactly.
You heard it here first. Cum
Wow. Wow. I never heard that one before. I like that. Wow.
So
Well, this took a turn.
yeah, building off of that.
It's a Harry
Um,
Potter.
That's my rant for until the next time I do one. I don't know.
Given 10 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Building off of that, one thing that the way I teach my kids is if they're watching something and it has like bad words or whatever, I use that as to teach him. You hear all these words. Those words are not okay, because if they don't hear them with you, they're gonna hear them at school, and you're not there with them at school to tell them that they're not okay. But if they hear them with you, and you make it a point to say, hey, listen, those words are not okay, you don't say them. You hear mom, dad saying them, is because, I'm sorry, we're adults. We're adults. We earn them. We go through a lot of shit. So it's like my youngest, her favorite movie is Deadpool. And that's not a lot of parents, and I don't care what you guys say, not you 5 or you 4. Parents, I don't care what you have to say. I taught my kids, these words are not okay, and these guns are fake. They're not really dead. It's just special effects, whatever. And that's my rant for today.
Well, I mean, building off of that, and we're not going to get into another rant again. Less
than 10 minutes.
Building off of that, that's the difference between the way you parent and the way other people parent. You actually take an active role, much like parents used to do way back when we were growing up, teaching your kids what's right and wrong, what they should and shouldn't say. Like these words, you shouldn't be, at your age, you shouldn't be using these words, in conversation or in really any situation.
Someone in the chat asked, he said, excuse my ignorance, what system is the Harry Potter game on?
Every system.
Every system right now. So
except Switch.
yes.
So except the one that this person probably has.
Yeah. Well,
it's coming. I think in
maybe
June
they got
or
it
July.
for Christmas.
Yeah, Switch. Yeah, the Switch version is coming out in June or July. PS4 and Xbox One is, I think, May.
Right.
Maybe.
That's funny.
Nice.
Maybe. Do you guys have anything else on Hogwarts Legacy?
It's an awesome game, and I can't wait to see what comes next.
And it looks like an awesome game. I can't wait to play it. Maybe I'll schedule 2 streams a week, and 1 Pokemon, 1 Hogwarts. Let's build off of that.
Good idea.
All right. with that being said, we're gonna go on a short break. When we come back, we're going to do trivia with Yachty. So
Ooh.
stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey.
All right, guys, welcome back. You've been watching the Nerd Archive podcast. We just talked about Hogwarts Legacy and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So, without further ado, we're going to do some trivia with Yachty.
Oh shoot!
That was
All right.
loud. Great. Fantastic.
Beautiful.
All right, take it over, man.
Yeah, so I was gonna do some more trivia's Harry Potter, but it's gonna do a lot of spoilers for the people who have not played the game. So I'm gonna skip on that and just go with Pokemon trivia.
Perfect.
We're in
Oh.
that subject. We're gonna start easy and then we'll move our way up.
150.
Oh no, that's actually not right.
151.
No. But anyways, let's start with this one. Who's the main character in Pokemon? In the show, not the games, I guess.
Ash.
Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum.
Pikachu. No, I'm just kidding. Ash. Let's see. So which of these types of Pokemons does not exist? Fire, water, glass.
Glass.
None of them. They're all fictitious.
Glass.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say the last one. You guys agree with me on that?
It is glass. Good job, guys. So amazing.
We're gonna see it on a DLC pack now.
Can you imagine?
I mean, there is upcoming
there's some
DLC for the new game.
Right.
So
Crystal, like Crystal.
Mm.
Fill in the blank. I want to be the
The
ultimate.
very best.
Taller.
oh no!
Sorry. I didn't know I said that out loud. I'm sorry.
Sorry. We can catch Pokemon, not perform magic.
Sorry, I was catching feelings. I'm sorry.
Oh my god! Self-deprecating humor.
You
God.
repeat it.
I want to be amazing.
The very best.
The very best.
The number
Very
one is the
best.
very best.
What you guys said.
The ultimate Pokemon catcher. All right. Which is the strongest Pokemon? Pikachu, Charizard, or Arceus?
Ooh, I go,
I'm gonna go with. I know the right answer, but I'm gonna stick with Charizard because that's my
Ah.
boy. I know the right answer.
It's
Gotta go with-
Arceus.
Gotta go with the god.
Yeah.
To God.
Is it Arceus or Arceus?
I
I
don't know.
switch back and
I
forth
just-
like
I
pecan and
just said it
pecan.
in Spanish. So-
On that pecan. Okay, I had an employee a cook that he's had beef with me since he started,
Uh-huh.
and I'm asking through the window, can I get a ramekin of pecans? And he's like, of what? I was like, I know where this is going, and I'm gonna stand tall on this. I need a ramekin of pecans. Pecans? And I'm like, I am not giving up. Yes, I need a ramekin of pecans. Like, you need a ramekin of pecans? I was like, nope, that's not what I said. It went back and forth for a good 45 seconds. I got tired of it and I didn't budge. I just walked around and grabbed it myself. I'm like, this is what I needed. You know exactly what I needed. Get the fuck out of here. So, pecans.
Arceus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pokemon names that I will read them in Spanish because that's what I think it is.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I mean, this in the new game, there's a lot of Spanish names on it, so I guess I
Right.
got tired of it.
Like Academy Naranja.
Right.
Moving on.
This- how many evolutions does Eevee have?
Oh man.
Like now?
Yeah,
10?
like right now.
All right,
So we got-
should we name them all? The
Oh,
original
I
three.
can-
Original 3. So we got
Yeah.
Jolteon.
Yep.
We got Vaporeon. And then we
Flareon.
have Flareon.
All right.
And then we got Espeon.
Mhm.
Umbreon.
Yeah, Umbreon.
Umbreon, Sylveon,
Leafeon.
Leafeon.
Leafeon,
Glaceon.
Glaceon.
Everything is on.
I just realized that you guys are a bunch of nerds.
Well, we're in the right podcast.
Oh,
I guess.
really?
I just
That's-
love how you all
that's
like
8.
jumped into it.
Yeah.
I think that's it, right?
We
8?
did
So I think
this
the
as
correct answer
team
is 9.
effort.
Yeah. It was great to watch.
Love it. So how
8.
many you got so far?
So I think that's 9.
I kind of 8 plus Eevee is 9.
Right. Are you counting Eevee?
Well, no, it's how many evolutions does Eevee have? So not counting Eevee.
So 8. We counted
8.
8.
Good job, guys. Oh my god.
Ooh.
That's amazing.
I knew you could do it.
I'm in a lot of debt because of evolutions, actually.
He's like, if there's 9, I need to find them.
I know. I was like, well, I gotta start searching eBay for this card.
Let's see. This is an easy one. Which of these Pokemons is not a starter Pokemon? Charmander, Meowth, Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
Meow.
Meowth. What do you think it is, Lola?
What the people said. You
That's
believe
not-
the people always.
She went with the people's choice.
Not what I was looking
I
for.
went with the people's choice.
Follow.
I listened to
follow
the
crowd.
people.
Hey, fun
Follow
fact.
the crowd.
Yeah, fun fact. Pikachu is number 25. Meowth is number 52. The reason is because cat and mouse, they're completely opposite. But
Oh.
they just gave him opposite numbers.
That's
Hmm.
interesting.
Nice.
Nerd. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Which Pokemon is Misty's main Pokemon?
Staryu. No, Psyduck. Well, it depends. When?
Yeah, I know.
I'll give you a choice unless you want to just keep guessing.
No.
I thought it
Togepi.
was. I thought it was
Huh?
Starmie.
I thought it was gonna be an easy question. Okay, keep going.
The Squirtle?
No.
Just keep naming the
Squirtle.
water types.
Huh.
Give me options. 'cause
I'm really thinking if you guys are just messing with me or legit.
Or is it Lapras?
No, we were legit.
Is it Lapras?
No, Lapras was Ash,
She had Togepi for a while.
and she carried Togepi.
Oh, you're right.
But then Psyduck kept following her everywhere.
Just way
much.
out there. I love it.
I'm pretty sure she had a Corsola.
Oh, what about Meryl?
Yes. But give us options.
All right. Ekans,
No.
Staryu, Pikachu.
Staryu.
Yeah.
We
And
should
that's-
just wait for the multiple choice.
That's what I said first.
I know. You just kept going, so I just content.
I second guess myself. I like quadruple guess myself.
Oh man. All right, this one is gonna be tricky.
Oh,
Ooh.
How old?
Shit.
Sorry, start over. The smoke got to me. How old is Ash?
that went out
in
my
the-
nose.
How old is Ash in the beginning of the series?
10.
A child.
A child.
I want to say 8.
I'm gonna say,
It was on his
12.
10th birthday.
was it his 10th?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. 10.
How old was he when they got him out of the show too?
10.
Pretty much 10.
Hey, another fun fact. There's a theory out there that the reason why he stays 10 years old in all different regions, it's because it's someone
Multiverse.
else telling a story, and they use this. It's like in jokes, you use the same name for the dumb person. So in Pokemon, they're using Ash as the main character of these stories, but is the story told in different and the theory is backed up by someone. Obviously you have backup characters or background characters, and they noticed that the same mother and child were in a lot of the episodes, so they put together there was the mom telling the daughter the story of a Pokemon master and different stories throughout every region, and she always told her it was named Ash.
Multiverse theory.
Yeah,
Now, do you know the theory about why he never ages?
because he's dead.
Yes, he died in the first episode.
He died protecting Pikachu against those sparrows.
Yeah,
Sparrows.
very dark theory. Probably
Mhm.
true. I want to believe.
And someone kind of like added on to the story, the theory of the mom and the daughter, that it's a story of the daughter's father.
Oh,
Moving on.
Oh, for these new main characters that are coming up.
No, as
Or-
in the theory is that the mom is telling the child the story of a Pokemon master, and the theory is that it's her father, the little girl's father.
I gotcha.
Carry
I
on.
think this will end here. I'm just kidding. It's gonna end sadly here. I don't know.
You
Alright.
gonna bummer?
Can you do one more so we?
Let's do one more. How many types of Pokemons are there?
Goddamn. Okay, I lose.
here we go.
How many
tap out.
types?
Yeah.
Let's go with the originals, guys. Right? Fire, leaf, electric, water, Ghost, right? That's 5. Oh, Rock. No, not Rock. Fighting.
Rock.
Psychic. So we got 7, right? And now we have Ice, Fairy, Dark. What else am I missing? Anything else?
Steel.
Steel. It's 11.
Flying.
Flying, yeah, flying.
Poison.
Poison.
Dragon.
Dragon.
I want to say 16.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet.
Well, I'll give you a multiple choice.
Ah, don't do it that way.
He's gonna be like 3,
Don't do
16,
it that way.
It actually
45.
started with-
Well, it could be 45 if you're counting the duel.
Oh.
Nah, you guys were
Just
not
individual
too far.
types. Just everybody guess, and whoever gets closest.
17.
I'm gonna say 12 because I'm wondering if like you're going based on the card game or the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
No.
the answer?
Oh, the answer is 18.
Oh, okay.
I was closer.
18. Wow.
Yeah, you guys were getting up there.
Hmm.
You have
What
past
else were we
12.
missing, I wonder?
I don't know. I don't have the list.
He only
He's got
has
the
multiple
number.
choice.
He's got
Just the
number.
choices.
Keep talking. I'll find it.
All right. Well, I'll do one more. How many Pokemons are there?
Oh my gosh.
I'll give you three choices.
Okay.
1,000, 989, 913.
913.
989.
I think 913.
913. Yes.
Well, who's gonna be the 1000th Pokemon?
That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, Lewis, maybe you should put him. Maybe you could be the 1000th Pokemon.
All right. So the 18 total are normal,
Oh, normal.
fire, water, grass, electric,
Boogie Boogie.
ice, fighting, poison, ground, flying, psychic, bug, rock,
Bug.
ghost, dark, dragon, steel, fairy.
Yeah, you guys were just missing like the ground and normal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pretty much. I'm glad that they added some of
bad,
those
guys.
new. I'm glad they added some of those new types that they did, especially going into like from Gen 1 to Gen 3. I think like as strong as dragon types were, psychics had like an overwhelming advantage
Mhm.
even after the introduction of dark and steel type. Like psychic was still like practically broken.
Right. Right. All right. Is that it?
That's it, guys. I mean, there's plenty more, but I think we can leave it there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a good number. That's a good number. 18. Sounds good.
913.
Okay. That's a good number. Or 327. With that being said, before we go, I didn't say anything to the team because I wanted to keep
Oh.
this a surprise.
How dare you?
We're going to do Chris's Cliff Notes.
Oh, I hope you wrote them. I didn't write anything.
No, shut the fuck up. You told
I
me
was
you
writing the
didn't write
whole episode.
it. Yeah, well, this
Tell you what, it wasn't very hard. Thought it would be hard. It wasn't very hard.
Well, this part of this segment is brought to you by the No New Friends podcast.
All right,
it away.
so here are my cliff notes. So, gosh, Lewis said he wanted to start streaming Pokemon Scarlet and Violet from the very beginning of the game, and I'm really happy that you did that because I got to sit through 40 minutes of just dialogue, which was riveting. Next week, Lewis will be streaming him watching paint dry, so relatively the same thing. We all talked about Pokemon and agreed that the open world concept is awesome. It's rare for all the hosts on the show to agree on anything together. But it makes sense they all like open world games because that's the amount of time, because with the amount of time they play video games, it's the only part of the world they get to see.
Ooh.
Oh.
So Lewis talked about how he thought it was insensitive in the new Pokemon game that they call him Master. Now, remember, this is a game where you are a miner that enslaves animals and makes them fight together. But let's draw the line at them calling you master, Lewis. It's crazy that Pokemon is created in Japan, actually, because having miners perform tasks endlessly aligns way more with Chinese culture. When Pokemon first came out, it was super buggy, and even though a lot of the kinks were ironed out, there's still some major flaws. Sounds a lot like the podcast that I'm on.
Ooh, shots fired.
Justin explained that when a starter Pokemon in this game evolves to their final forms, they go from being one type to two types. It sounds a lot like my college years. Justin went on a huge rant about how horrible kids are for, I don't know, how like 10, 15 minutes. I don't have kids yet, so I didn't really learn anything from it. But my potential godparent list is now one shorter. Lewis was talking about in the old Pokemon games how annoying it is to be walking through the grass and getting attacked by a bunch of low-level 3s and 4s, just having to beat them with one blow. Sounds like me the other day at my local park kicking the kids off the basketball court. When we were naming Pokemon types, none of us remembered normal, which is pretty fitting because none of us are normal. And lastly, I want to thank you guys for coming on. I had a lot of fun. Although I'm pretty sure after an hour and a half of all this nerd talk, I'm somehow a virgin again. And those are my cliff notes.
Beautiful.
Those
Oh
were
my-
fantastic.
That was great.
Thank
That was
you,
great.
Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Of course, of course. Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. And before you go, what do you have going on the No New Friends podcast?
Man, we have a lot going on, but I think the most important thing going on is that we're launching a second episode now called No New Friends After Dark. So it's going to be, we're going to kind of peel the curtain. I don't know what's that expression. Open the curtain, look behind the curtain at what we talked about on the previous episode, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a short episode. We're going to release it on Wednesday or Thursday. Just get that, so you can get that. If you hate hearing us, now you can hate hearing us for 30 more minutes a week, which is fun. So we're going to start that up pretty soon. And if you want to check that out, you can just go to nonewfriendspodcast.com and you can just pick your poison with your streaming service. We're on all of them.
Well, thank you, Chris. It was awesome having you. Before we go, make sure you go on the nerdarchive.com and you can find everything on there. You can see the one thing that we just added is the podcast that we support. They're all attached with links. So if you want to check them out, make sure you go on there. You will find the No New Friends podcast on there as well. And thank you for joining us tonight. You guys are fantastic. Make sure you always stay nerdy and be yourself. You guys are fantastic. See you guys next week. Deuces.
Peace.
Bye.